Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Fratello Talks. I'm your host Nacho, and today I'm joined by
Thomas
and
RJ.
And we are going to be talking about some recent releases, including some Dubai Watch Week highlights, as well as other things that have other watches that have been coming out recently. But of course, before we do that, let's do our traditional wrist check. Starting with you, RJ. What's on the wrist?
A traditional wrist check for me, because I think I was wearing this last time as well. It's my
No surprises.
Speedmaster in Moonshine Gold. I just got back from Dubai, and this is what I was wearing there, and I just kept it on, basically.
Steel watches are illegal there, right?
Yeah, you can't wear it.
Okay, that's good. That's how it should be. That's how it feels here in the office as well. And what about you, Thomas? What's on your wrist today?
I am wearing a micro mil-spec world timer on a rubber strap.
Cool. Is that a titanium case? I believe so, right? It's also illegal in Dubai. Will
I
also land you in
literally
jail.
just grabbed it out of the safe
Right,
to
right,
put it
right.
on for show. So
First impressions?
my knowledge is very limited. Well,
What movement is inside?
I like it.
Oh.
I'm going to say something else that I do know. But it's a bit weird of a fit. It stands proud of the wrist and there's a lot of air underneath.
Mhm.
So
It keeps your
it's,
wrist very...
Yeah, those
Airy, nice.
integrated rubber straps tend to have that, right? Like
They
every
flare.
time you see them on a Zin or a Doxa or something like that, they have their own shape, so you have to
Yeah.
fit to them and not them to you. It seems.
But yeah,
it's a good looking watch.
It's an interesting thing.
Cool.
How about yourself?
Yeah, well, I'm wearing the new Omega Planet Ocean, the 4th generation model, and I've gone for the orange version. Not necessarily because it's my favorite, but because it's on the rubber strap, and I didn't feel like sizing the the bracelet
Yeah.
for the show. It's quite a thing. So yeah, but I'm wearing it on the rubber, on the black rubber strap.
Did you get to wear it a bit more?
Not really. I got to have it on the wrist a little bit. Yeah, I was, for those listening that might not know, I was in Miami for the launch event last week. And I got to see all 3 models in person, including the blue one, which was the one we hadn't had in here. Experience the watches in, one of their many, I suppose, natural habitats. And get to hear a little bit more from the people behind the watches who designed them, and as well as some of the heritage team at Omega who explained a bit of the background. And I think it's a good way to start a podcast about notable recent releases with what feels like quite a large one. It was very well discussed by our audience. I think it was 154 comments by last count. So a lot of thoughts, a lot of feelings, a lot of big feelings, and a lot of people who maybe will take a little bit of time to warm up to, but I think anytime that there's like a significant change like this, it's hard to get used to it. And I think the Planet Ocean has stayed very consistent over its previous 3 generations. I kind of took their word for it when they said that we were on to the 4th, because I mean, you can say, okay, ceramic bezels and different things arriving into the model is one thing, but this really feels like the first step away from that first formula that came out in 2005. And I feel like after having had some time to think about it, we've obviously had these samples in for a little while. It's really grown on me. I especially the black one. I really enjoy that it's just black and white. There's no gimmicks. There's no silliness to it.
Don't call orange silly, man.
No, orange isn't silly.
Okay.
Orange isn't silly. I actually really like the orange model
He's
as well.
watching you, eh?
But Ultraman is watching from the shelf.
Yeah.
But I feel that it's so tempting these days to put a little bit of dial color, like a little line of colored text, and it can be nice. I love it on my FXD, but I feel that here it's just like a real no nonsense, no fotina, no anything, just a great dive watch with a modern twist.
Yeah.
So don't ask me how I feel about the 21 millimeter lugs. Then I have a different answer for you. But
And how do you feel about the polished centerlinks?
yeah, that's also a bit. I mean, I think that it makes sense for the wider audience. For myself, I think I would potentially even consider brushing it. Get a nice Scotch-Brite pad and just take it down to the factory finish. No, it wouldn't quite be the factory finish, but no, I mean, I think it's and the bracelet with the center links is a little shiny. There's these sort of polished facets to it as well.
I like it.
But I think it works.
shininess.
It's kind of what people would expect from a modern luxury dive watch, right? So
I don't want to be the party pooper here, but there's one thing that I don't understand.
don't poop on my party, Thomas.
Oh,
Clasp is, let's say, large,
yeah.
yet the micro adjust isn't internal. And that I really don't understand. If you make it bigger, you get this gap.
Right.
I just don't get that.
Yeah, because it is quite a clasp. I think it's 42 millimeters one into the other, or 41 millimeters one into the other.
I like how it integrates with the bracelets.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Yeah, that's
and if
nicely
you
done.
count that little extra link that articulates a little bit, it's 51. So it's quite a chunky bracelet. But to be honest, I got to try it on sized while I was there, and it's very comfortable on the wrist. So the bracelet is a little thinner, 3.5 millimeters, and I like the shape. I like the sort of more angular modern look. People have compared it to Seiko, Zenith, all kinds of things under the sun. But I think that it still feels like a Planet Ocean. Especially the dial is just so
I see a lot
signature to that model.
I saw a lot of the comments under the article and also under the video. But I also feel you need to experience it in the flesh. This is typically a watch you need to see and try yourself.
For sure.
I also read already and spoke to some guys that didn't like it at all when it came out and they saw it on their screens. They went to the boutique and they ended up buying one actually.
Oh, wow.
And for me the same. I think in the flesh, I think it's a really cool watch. And I get it that people say, "Oh, Grand Seiko," but in the flesh it has very little to do with that, in my opinion.
I'm impressed that by what you said that they bought it at the boutique, because that's the other thing that kind of feels a little bit like an evolution is the price tag on it. I mean, I think for a luxury dive watch in the sort of caliber that this is, it's just these days it's not a surprising thing. But it is quite a little bit. I mean, it leaves the Seamaster 300M obviously a couple of steps down in terms of price as well. But yeah, it's
until they probably will release.
Yeah, whenever that happens, and then it'll climb those steps right back up.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
especially with the Swiss franc to euro price difference.
I think that's the main issue because the euro is really weak. So you see that the Swiss price was 7.2 for the black one on steel, if I'm not mistaken, and in the Netherlands it's 9.1 in euro. So yeah, that difference also feels a bit wrong because in the past the euro and the Swiss franc was even the other way around.
True. Yep.
And that changed in the last few years. So I think the euro is really weak, and they need to do something with that. Yeah. What is with all the brands, to be honest, but. I always wonder, of course it's a Swiss company, but there are products in the world that have the same price everywhere. I think that should be a goal for all these watch brands. If Apple can do it, I think, I guess why? And clothing, I guess it's the same. If you buy Levi's here or in Switzerland or in the UK,
I think there's
can't be that
consistencies,
big.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
A Freddo for the UK listeners, you'll know what I mean. It's a chocolate bar shaped like a frog called a Freddo. Sorry, that was the first thing that came to mind.
It's interesting. It kind of puts me in mind of another recently released watch that kind of took the other approach, the Oris Pro Pilot, the latest edition.
Right, yeah.
Because I feel they responded, like they've been criticized for going up in price and with the whole Caliber 400 thing and so. And now they've upgraded, they say upgraded, but it's just updated, I'd say.
Sure.
Pro Pilot, it's got a sort of a refresh, a slightly more sharper case and a new dial, and it looks kind of neat, but based on the Solita calibers and at the exact same price as the old one. And I guess that was my first surprise when I saw this. I was like, it would have been interesting to maybe make it even more toolish, because that would have offered Omega the chance to maybe make it a little bit more affordable.
Yeah,
I mean, in today's climate where many of these brands kind of regret going up in price hard.
What way would it be then more affordable?
Well, they could have positioned it lower if they made sort of a super Spartan version, like without, and they took it the other direction. They said we're making it a little bit more luxurious, more facets, angles, more advanced finishing. They could have also gone the opposite way, like simplifying it and trying to make it like a hardcore, slightly more affordable type. I would have expected that.
We are past the point that Omega is doing tool watches.
Yeah.
But it would have been a way to justify coming back into reality with prices a little bit.
Yeah, but if they are still selling, and Omega, I think they it's tough on every brand, but I still think they do quite well. So who's in the wrong here? That's my question a little bit. We can all hope that they will do tool watches again and go back to 3.5K watches with the ETA movement. That's not going to happen, and it's also they are way past that point.
Yeah.
And I think even Longines is already past that point. And that makes it, I think watches like Satina and those brands, I think they make tool watches that are very affordable, bang for the buck and so on. But I think Omega has become I hate the word, luxury brand. And that is then what it is. And I think that's also where their clients are these days.
But it could, like, I think what Thomas, at least maybe the way I interpret it is that, like, if you have the 300M and you keep that as your sort of like mass appeal kind of for everyone, also with the sort of like slight luxury side to it, it could have been interesting to see this take a bit more of like a professional dive watch kind of thing. I mean, there were still some hints that is like, we still kept some of the professional dive watch angles in terms of like, okay, the dive extension is there and things like that. But I think these days that's the thing. The price and the brand and everything just positions it in a market where it's just not going to be a tool watch, right?
Yeah.
Like it's just it is what it is, and like RJ says, I do agree that it does feel like that those days are sort of behind us. And I mean,
look, I think one of the last ones I think was perhaps the Ploprof that I have, the steel one, the modern one. I think that one, the last price tag was on 8.1k euro. That was 2019 when it was discontinued. I cannot imagine if they would put out that watch, exactly that watch today, it would have a different price tag. And Summer Blue is a variation on it that was already much more expensive. So I think they're just past that point.
Yeah. But so to try and not make this be a one watch podcast, we can maybe move on. I mean, we plenty of thoughts about the Planet Ocean for sure. But yeah, we encourage you to
minute 8.
Exactly, skip to minute 8. Oh, they're only talking about the Planet Ocean. Yeah, it's top of mind. So it's valid. You have quite a list there, RJ. Talk us a little through it. What did you see in Dubai? What were some of your personal highlights?
So you were in Miami and I was in Dubai.
I was in The Hague where nothing happened.
Thomas was in The Hague where nothing happened. But we have oil balls here and they don't have that in Miami.
No, that's true.
Dubai. So I was in Dubai for Dubai Watch Week. It's an event, I think most of the listeners and viewers will have heard about it. It's an event organized by Siddiqui, which is a huge retailer and distributor in the Middle East, and they also are in Dubai. So every 2 years they do a Dubai Watch Week since 2015. So this was the 10th year and the 7th edition. They do it every other year. So then the 7th doesn't make sense, but that is because in other years they sometimes do it in other places.
Right, yeah, true.
It was bigger than ever, more brands, I think around 90 brands. So that's a lot. It's more than Watches and Wonders, mind you. Almost everyone is there except Swatch Group and some Richemont brands, because Swatch Group is distributed by someone else in the Middle East. It's a Rivoli group. And from Richemont, only Lange was there and Van Cleef and Arpels.
Oh, yeah, right.
But a lot of independents. So it's a bit of a big independent show. And on top, AP was there, Rolex and Tudor, and Gérard Perregaux. And the House of Brands. Gallet, Breitling, and Universal Genève. So I made a little bit of a list of what I've seen that I really like. Oh, and LVMH Group is also there, of course. And that's the brand I will start with. It was the new Daniel Roth Tourbillon in platinum.
Right.
That's I always
entry level
pick it as my favorite watch. So this is the new one.
Yeah.
But
you didn't miss the yellow metal.
Yeah, I can make an exception for this.
Okay.
But I think it's a beautiful watch.
Yeah.
And they made it in yellow gold and rose gold. And now it's platinum time.
There you go.
Beautiful watch. And also from the LVMH group was the Louis Vuitton, the Escale. They had it with a malachite dial. And I didn't see the press release because I was traveling, but I did see the watch, and then I tilted the watch a little bit, and then I noticed that the case band is made of malachite as well, which is quite impressive.
Yeah,
don't drop it.
No,
beautiful.
Do you know
watch.
if it's all the way through, or is it?
It's
an
outer
inside.
shell.
Yeah. It's I think it's a shell.
It's the end. Okay,
no,
shell.
I asked, and they said there's no ring inside to hold it.
Oh.
So it's
really
actually structural.
So really don't drop it. And also the lugs are screwed to the case. So in this case, the lugs are screwed on the malachite.
Oh.
Yeah. It was very impressive.
Crazy. Okay.
I have no idea about the price, but it was a beautiful watch.
Yeah.
Then Gérard Perregaux, Laureato. We had the 50th anniversary here, the gold and steel. Two-tone. And they showed the Laureato with the 3 bridges there.
It's
slightly bigger, but it's quite impressive on the wrist, I have to say.
Yeah, that's a cool. That made my list as well. That's a really impressive. I got the quickest peek at it. Like, you're not supposed to see this, but have a little look during Geneva Watch Days.
Yeah.
And really, it was like, wow, okay, this is impressive. They had told us then that it was for Dubai, and it's really it's a cool way to. I think it's still part of the celebration of that 50th anniversary, and I think it's really cool to bring that sort of element from the brand's history into the Lariato, and it's just super impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 bridges, 3 Brücken in German.
3 Brücken.
Put in a German.
Nice.
Then perhaps slightly more affordable in this category was the Tudor Ranger that I saw.
Oh yeah, did you see that in the metal?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
On my wrist. I will put up a wrist shot.
Boom, there it is.
I'm not sure if I like it.
No?
To be honest. It's so much of a explorer, and but like an old explorer, like a 1016.
Yeah, 1016. Yeah.
I just cannot get used to that hand, which I will not name what we call it in the office.
Christmas tree hand.
Yes, Christmas tree hand.
Just don't sit on it.
Exactly. That was a South Park episode. Anyway,
we don't edit the podcast, please. Move on.
I thought I would like the black dial version better, but I do kind of like the it's not white, it's like sand or eggshell white.
Beige.
I saw like 15 different colors on people's stories.
Yeah,
the
really
iPhone cameras were
they had a terrace outside. It was very hot. A terrace outside, so then the light is already again different than when you see it inside the booth. But I that's not a bad watch. It's not for me, but I kind of dig the light dial.
It's dangerous if you're getting so close to such an iconic historic reference, then everything that's off is immediately very off, like the typography and the proportions and it's
so for me it would always be a 1016 or the later
but that's
Explorers, but that's a different target group these days.
It's the same issue that the sort of the Black Bay Pro had when it came out, right? Like, to a lot of people, it reminded them of the Friccione, and that was a little bit of a thing. And I think here it's like, if you know, but I can imagine people walking into the Tudor boutique going, "Oh, I really like this. I wish there was a slightly smaller version." And now there is, at least in the black dial variant and the other 2 variants as well. So now that's just covering all the bases. I'm still curious to see it, especially the new size. Because that was like the main critique of the 39 millimeter, 40 millimeter.
This is 36, I believe.
Yeah,
but I tried it on. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm curious to see it. I'm curious to see it.
Yeah, I wrote down a whole list, but we saw 2. One watch I didn't see in Dubai, but I saw it before. It's the new Blancpain, the Grand Double Sonnery.
Yeah.
Super impressive.
Right.
Insane. Beautiful finishing, hand assembled. The whole development that went into the 4 hammers and the gongs, and you can select 2 melodies.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, crazy. Production time is 12 months. And in the press release, they said, we can do 1 or 2 per year. But Mark A. Hayek, the CEO of Blancpain, said, we can probably only do 1 for now per year. Right. So, super limited for the lucky few, I guess.
1.7 million Swiss francs.
Exactly. I had it on my wrist, and I have to say it's 47 millimeters, and the look to look is 54.6. Top of my head.
Subtle.
But on my wrist, I have an 18 centimeter wrist. It was not so bad, I have to say.
Okay.
We can put up a picture on the.
Judge for yourselves.
Judge for yourself. It's a big watch, but it's still wearable. And if you want to have a nice night out with a very special watch on your wrist, you can do it.
Yeah. Just don't go to a place that's too loud, and then you can show it to your friends.
Exactly. Don't go to Five Guys.
No.
A different restaurant.
Can you go to Five Guys wearing that watch?
You can.
It's a baller move.
It's a baller move.
Just don't get burger sauce on it. So don't do that.
You could serve a burger on that thing.
Exactly. Yeah. Then another chiming watch that was introduced like a week before as well under embargo, but that Mr. Schäuble from Chopard explained during the Dubai Watch Week is their Grand Strike watch with the crystal gong.
Right. Yeah.
Beautiful watch as well.
Crazy.
Then I saw more affordable again, Norcane Wild One with the meteorite dial. And I liked it. I didn't like the color in the pictures.
The sort of burgundy.
But in the flesh it's quite nice, the burgundy and the meteorite. Yeah. What really impressed me was the Goebel Forsey handmade one. But I don't think it was I'm not sure if it was a new release, but I really like that watch that they showed to me. And I will end with, no, I have two more. What I liked was Hublot.
Ah, okay.
The Siddiqui versions?
Yes, that was a nice one.
Black and gold.
Which one,
right?
the black or the titanium?
It's the titanium gray.
With the rose gold
Okay.
accents.
Yeah, that was a nice and impressive watch on the wrist.
Cool.
Sorry, Nico Leonard, but it was a really cool watch to wear. And last but not least, certainly not least, is the Singer Heritage Chronograph. They introduced it with a green dial and a black dial earlier this year. And for Dubai Watch Week, they did 10 editions in red. And now they ran out of movements. So I guess this is it for now, but perhaps they will come with if they can source more movements. But this was basically it. And I think they sold them all during the Dubai Watch Week.
Nice. That's
yes,
good to see.
Stunning watch
people,
because the size is really good of that watch and the movement is nice. And I think price-wise, it's also... Yeah.
How about surface parts? Did they stock up on that, or is that also just done now?
That I don't know. But I assume they need to be able to service it.
Yeah,
so
for
it
sure.
should not be an issue.
That's a cool one. I like what they did with those movements there. For me, things that come to mind include a couple of limited editions that came out of the. I believe it was out of the Dubai Watch Week, but there was a Nomos Club Sport Weltzeit pneumatic that was with a bit of a maroon dial and a few accents. That was really a nice colorway. I mean, people know that I enjoy that watch. So seeing a new colorway is always good. And then there was also this Bulgari that I kept seeing everywhere.
Just about to ask what you think about it.
That was probably inspired by the Calligraphy Museum, right, in Dubai. This building, this sort of like loosely egg donut shaped building.
I saw the watch, but I didn't see. I didn't have time to read any press
me neither.
releases, so I don't know any backstory about
it.
But I saw someone wearing it. I saw Bonamassa wearing it from Fabrizio from Bulgari, but I think I also saw someone else wearing it, and I kind of.
It looks almost tattooed.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is.
It's really like an eye-catching thing. It's a special thing, and I think it makes sense for the market and sort of being inspired by you can tell that it's designer being inspired by Dubai and the whole thing there. And
they did more releases or introductions for the Middle East. I can remember that George Kramer had one as well with the Arabic.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, really cool.
Cool. Did you get to see those? Because another one, it's a recent release, not specifically for Dubai Watch Week, but did you get to see those new Universal Genève Nina Rindt models in person?
I saw them during Geneva Watch Days in a separate presentation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They were also there. I saw them on people's wrists and some of the stories. I think that those are obviously. I mean, it's for a different crowd of folks, right? It's not for the average UG collector up until now, and certainly not for the layman. But it's crazy looking stuff. Really nice to see those reissued, and I like the Bund straps.
Yeah, so
they're cool.
Everything they will do with Gallet and Universal Genève will be then starting next year. And with Universal Genève, I'm confident that they will do well. The price point is completely somewhere else than where they used to be.
Sure.
Gallet is very interesting because I see a lot of Gallet collectors from vintage pieces rubbing their hands together. Oh, now it's come, but
shout out
from what I've seen, it's very different than what it was. They're inspired, of course, but I think the pressure must be very high on the current or the newer Gallet company that there are so many vintage collectors looking forward to that. So
high
you have
expectations.
high expectations. You have to manage those expectations. And of course, they are different watches. They are modern watches with a different price tag. They will be positioned below Breitling. So let's see how it will work. But I think that they will.
It's a clever move, right?
It's a clever move, and because what is still there? There's Oris, there's Longines, there's Tudor, and I think Longines and Tudor are already a bit higher priced than what Gallet is.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have a positive association from the vintage ones.
Exactly.
I think that there's a lot of people who look at vintage Gallet and think, wow, there's so much good stuff there. And I think seeing them make a comeback, oh yeah, for sure, because it's a whole can of worms, right? Like where do you start? What do you reissue? Do you really reissue? Are they going to be then, everybody's going to be disappointed that they're thicker because current day movements can only fit into certain size cases. There's always going to be those kinds of comments. We'll see them as soon as we start getting those in at some point. But yeah, And then the other one that I wanted to shout out is something from Zenith, which is the Lupin III Chronomaster Revival Daisuke Jigen edition, which was also just like a Chronomaster revival with the sort of a sand dial and black subdials. I think that's another cool colorway. We've seen a lot of the sand dials come out. I think Laurent Ferrier had a bit of a sandy beige kind of dial for the occasion.
It's what Resistance also does and did for their releases there.
Yeah, but a lot of interesting things. A lot all at once during a very busy week. But
it was a very busy week. Many brands, and I also have to say that AP did an insane job in their presence there. Yeah. They didn't show any new watch, but
they had a box.
They had a huge box where you can walk around in with all sorts of. They had archives there. They had demonstrations on watchmaking on the perpetual calendar that you can set per function basically, and you cannot mess up. Different materials. They had watches from the past till now. Insane collection that they brought. It was an insane experience. Not a center, that sounds too modern, but like an experience kind of
pavilion.
Pavilion.
I don't know, but they presented a box, right? Also like a special box that could wind and set.
But not a watch.
That's what I meant.
They didn't do a watch. They did a box where you can set the watch with an app.
Yeah.
And the box will do the work on the watch.
Man.
Insane.
Crazy.
Insane.
Cool. Will we see that from BPC? A box that winds your watch?
And not anytime soon. No.
It could be cool, Never say never.
I might just be wearing a VPC prototype next time I'm on the podcast.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah, working on stuff.
Did you have any highlights, Thomas, from your side?
One that I was just sort of like, didn't expect that. Is I think it was just prior to the Dubai Watch Week, but it was the Nomos Tangente in gold.
Oh yeah.
I thought was kind of funny. Like, I think it looks kind of good because I tend to find them a bit too clinical often with the whole Bauhaus vibe, and then in yellow gold, I almost felt a little bit of an RJ vibe.
That's good.
It feels good.
I'm rushing through my.
I'm very glad you feel that way because I think that we will soon be dedicating an entire podcast to those watches. We can look forward to that, and we'll each be wearing one of the three colorways on the list, I believe.
Really?
Yeah,
nice.
I think so. I think that's in the pipeline. So coming soon. Stay tuned. Spoilers. Sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, you're welcome. Cool, nice. Any other?
I also like the Oerwerk. Sorry.
Yes.
I have more. Yes. The Oerwerk and Ulysse Nardin collab.
Yeah,
I think that was kind of cool. The Oerfreak, or what was it called?
Freakwerk.
Freakwerk, Oerfreak. But I think that was in all it's a bit of a monstrosity in a sense, but in a good way. It
takes two things that are already very out there and avant-garde. I mean, I think really the Freak was well before its time, and some of those early executions are pretty wild. But I think that seeing it collaborate with a brand that clearly gets it and that clearly has been inspired by the that's a brand that came through the door that the Freak opened, right? Is Oerwerk. So I think that it's nice to see them come together and put something that's really impressive. Together.
It's almost many people wearing the Freak. Dubai.
Yeah. Oh, cool, cool.
I was actually surprised by the collaboration because it's indeed kind of close in a way, and then to still come together, you'd expect more of a contrast or something, but it's really quite cool.
Yeah, it's nice. You sort of don't know where one begins and the other one ends, and it kind of becomes this cohesive thing where you go, this could be out of one or either of the catalog. So
and it's nice and affordable, which is also I think it's about 100,000 Swiss francs. So
hey, it's Dubai affordable.
I've seen more expensive stuff last week there.
I can imagine.
Insane. What I find also interesting is Dubai Watch Week has become so big and so professional that I think Watches and Wonders really need to watch their back. And Watches and Wonders is different because they focus also on a lot of retailers, and it's a different kind of exhibition. But Dubai Watch Week is for collectors, for the enthusiasts, for media. But it brings the brands very close to the end consumer. So I heard from the brands that they're super happy with it, because they can talk to their end consumers or customers and to their collectors, and it's very valuable for them. And it was done in such professional ways, insane. And if you can get the CEO of Rolex, Dufour, to speak during one of your opening forums, that's almost unheard of. The guy never speaks in public to journalists and audience. And this very nice talk as well, by the way. But that's impressive.
For sure. Yeah, it really felt, even from an outside perspective, compared to other years, it really felt like wow, this is doubled or tripled in size. It felt a lot more built out, and certainly something that's going to get, I think, a lot more attention going forward. I wouldn't be surprised if it turned into a yearly occurrence instead of a bi-yearly thing.
From what I heard is that it's really a lot of work, because they start the moment the event ends for the next 2 years. And I can imagine, because it was a huge operation, the location was spot on, it was next to the Dubai Mall and the Burj Khalifa, and insane. It was just an insane setup. So very impressive.
Cool. Nice. All right. Well, let's get to our comment of the week, unless you guys have any other highlights that come up. Yeah. Last minute highlight?
No, the comments.
Last comment? Okay.
I also got a comment from Frutini. Shout out to Frutini. That said, he will never comment, but he's a very fanatical listener and viewer of our podcast.
Okay.
But he just never comments. So thanks, Fortini, for this oral comment.
Absolutely respect that as well. There's got to be people who just quietly listen, quietly enjoy the show. So perfect. However, here's somebody who doesn't. Amplitude Problem, who said...
that doesn't sound good.
It's a good username. I appreciate a username that I can read out loud with normal words, not sounding like an AI glitch. Who said...
Or an Elon Musk... kid.
Exactly. So the Amplitude Problem said, that IWC Henry is wearing is nice. I wish they'd find their way again with the Mark series.
But it speaks to the same thing that we discussed with the Planet Ocean, I think. Like that ship has sailed.
Yeah, right? Potentially. Yeah. I do think that there might be ways to bring it back in some way, and perhaps it's not for the fixed catalog models, but the odd limited edition, kind of like this Australian Air Force version. But yeah, I mean, the good thing is that to answer that issue for any brand is you can always look vintage, pre-owned, and have a lot of fun, find a good example,
or at brands slipping into that position,
or that as well,
like Micro Mills Pack.
Absolutely,
that's how the micro brands, of course, very much profit from this gap that the big brands leave behind.
That's the life cycle. Yeah. That's the circle of
life. Life, man.
Exactly. That's it.
On that bombshell.
On that bombshell, thank you very much for tuning in and listening. And as always, tune in next week for another episode of Fratello Talks. See you then.